This here is a 28 Studebaker. There's the body number and job code, FBW1 1298. This, I think, had a straight 8 in there. And you see one coil is in there, recessed in the wall. This must have been the other coil. That coil would run 4 cylinders, and this would run the other 4 cylinders. This, I believe, was a 7-passenger touring limo. And the reason I looked, I did some research, and that color green there around the doors, the 7-passenger limos only came in that color green. And that's sort of cool. But this would be my next rat rod project. That there, I think, is like a 36 Chevy light. Iowa 1931. That used to be on the old 3-window coupe I sold. This here is a 1931 2-door sedan. And it's sitting on a 31 Pontiac frame. That's hence the luggage rack and the neat splash apron. One thing you notice of the splash apron is the gas tank is on the right side. Chevy, it would have been on the left side. This is on the right side. Here's where the tail light was. But this here will be a some sort of rat rod. This is the front. Got a bumper. I made it a trailer hitch because the sea was nasty at me, so I just slid that front axle under there temporarily. Not sure if I can get that front axle to work, but she is a sweet looking car. These tires came from a guy that these were racing on the Newton Speedway in Iowa. But here's my baby too. This is a 31 Chevy frame. The wheels, I think, are 29, and I'm trying to restore this, but I don't have a body for it. So I used a bunch of wood and made my own body. What I might do is skin it with some sort of aluminum or real light tin. Might put a fabric black vinyl top on it. And you see this is a 5-window coupe wood. This was originally Chevy wood. Some pieces I added, but I made a pattern and got her going. There's the gas tank. Now, one thing what Chevy did, and imagine this frame, it's stamped W1. And I think you can see, no, S1. Here's the stamp. Not sure if that's coming up, but that says S1. That's what my 31 had. Same frame, S1. But this here is for like a 29, 30, 31, because I think in 29 it had a gas tank. This is the filler neck, and that over there would have been the gas gauge, the manual gas gauge. But this here is work in progress. Got my headlights, radiator shroud, hood. This is titled and licensed. There's a nice front straight axle. And if you notice, the 29 had manual front brakes. You can see the front brakes there. Right here. And you press the brake, and then these rods, and that's where it's connected. Down here, the same way. These are outboard brakes. You can see the outboard brakes. So my spokes don't fit on this axle. There's the outboard brakes. But now on this front 31 Chevy, this had cables. You can see the cable right there. And those are froze up, and those cables are tough to find. There's a cable mount that's been broke. So I picked this axle up real cheap. Anyway, that's that. Now this frame here, and it's got a tag right here, this is the Pontiac frame. And what's neat about this is you can move this hood. Here's the body code, 31551. The body is a Chevy, but now the frame is a Pontiac, and you see the rear cross member? There's 40 inches in between there. 43 inches. And that's what that came from. Where a Chevy frame, there's only 29 inches from that front member to this member here, 29. That other one sits way back here by that running board bracket. So that's the difference there. That there would be crying for a V8 in that thing. Box that frame and V8 that mother. That would be cool. But that is a pretty cool car. It's got a Chevy dash. Last year I've been working on all the regulators, all the windows, cranks, door latches, window. I picked up these seats pretty cheap. These seats will go in it. Nice bucket seats. Headrest. Pretty cool. Here's the back. That's for the window. I've got the window trims and there's another bracket. That's for a window slide. Here's the door window trim. I've got the rear trim. Pretty neat old car. Looks like I still got 3 minutes left. So this thing here is going to look cool when it's done. I can't wait to drive that one. That one looks neat. That one looks cool. Anyway, that winter's over. See, I just pulled that out of the garage. That used to be in the garage here. That's going to look cool. The Studebaker back there. Anyway, here's the engine. And what happened, when I picked this up, it sat for about a year and it locked up on me. So I got it cranked over and no ridge here. This is nice. Got it cranked over and I bent all the push rods and all that. The valves got stuck. So my son's going to school for a mechanic and he's redoing the head for me. Took me a while to find springs and valves and push rods and all that, but I found them. We'll get this thing back in. I borrowed this little rig and we took it to the car wash to clean it. Now I'm going to spray it. They use gray. The engines from 29, 30, 31, they were a gray paint. So I'm going to use argent gray and get that thing done. Now, this thing here is actually pretty wicked. Aircraft mechanic owned this car, 29. And he did some trick stuff to this. There's a little thing there. And sure enough, there are bow ties all over this, stamped all over. Bow tie on the 3-speed, there's a bow tie. Other side has a bow tie. There's a bow tie, 835501. And that's a date code, E20. There's a machine number, serial number. Here's the little lifters. These are the lifters. So I think this will run. Here's that lock you were talking about. And you see this lock? That's got a nut through there, and this little condenser wire goes in there. Someone cut this. So that's the end that that needed to be put inside the distributor. And these points actually look pretty good. This came from a running 29 car. And so I'm going to give it a paint job, clean it up,